Somewhere along the way, someone made veterans feel like using their VA benefit was like asking for something extra, like they were getting a handout, or like they should just feel lucky to be approved. I want to be very direct about this. You are not asking for anything. You bought this benefit. You paid for it with your time, your sacrifice, and in a lot of cases, your health. And there are thousands of veterans right now who are either not using it wrong, or they were told by somebody who didn't know what they were doing that they don't qualify. This video is for all of them. I'm going to break down exactly how VA loans work, who qualifies, what the myths are that are costing veterans money, and how to use this benefit the right way. So let's get into it. But let's start at the beginning. A VA loan is a mortgage guaranteed by the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. It's not a grant, it's not a gift, it's a home loan, just like a conventional loan, but with terms that are specifically structured to benefit those who've served. And the terms are significant. 0 down payment on a home purchase, a real home. Not a special program that limits you to certain zip codes or certain price ranges. 0 private mortgage insurance. PMI is the monthly fee that conventional borrowers pay when they put less than 20% down. On a $350,000 home, that can be $150 to $200 per month. Money that just goes nowhere, builds no equity, just disappears. Very competitive interest rates. VA loans consistently rank among the lowest interest rates of any type of mortgage loan. The government guarantee reduces the risk to the lender, and that lower risk gets passed back to you in the rate. Very flexible requirements. VA loans don't have a hard minimum credit score set by the VA itself. Individual lenders can set overlays, but there's much more flexibility here than with conventional loan financing, especially for borrowers who've gone through financial hardship tied to service. That combination of 0 down, no PMI, competitive rates is genuinely unmatched in the mortgage industry. There is no conventional loan product that does all 3 of those things at once. Now let's talk about who is actually eligible. The VA has specific service requirements that determine eligibility, and I want to give you the general framework. Though your exact eligibility depends on your dates of service, your length of service, so always confirm with the VA or your lender. Generally speaking, you may qualify if you are active duty, who served a minimum number of typically 90 continuous days. A veteran who is honorably discharged after meeting service requirements, which can vary based on when you serve. A member of the National Guard or the Reserves. This one often surprises people. Guard and Reserve members can't qualify, though the requirements do differ a bit from active duty. Typically 6 years of service or 90 days of active duty under certain orders. A surviving spouse of a veteran who died in service, or as a result of a service-connected disability. That last group is often overlooked entirely. If you lost your spouse who served, you may still have access to this benefit, and you should find out. The way that you confirm eligibility is through a document called the Certificate of Eligibility, or a COE. You can get it through the VA directly, or I can pull it for you as part of the loan process. It's one of the first things that we do, and it takes very little time. This is the section that I want you to pay attention to, because there are myths floating around that are actively costing veterans money. And in some cases, it's stopping them from buying at all. Myth number 1, VA loans take longer to close. This may have been true at one point several years ago. Today, with the right lender and the right process, VA loans close on a timeline that's comparable to any other. I've personally closed VA loans within the same window as a conventional loan. The key is working with a lender who actually knows and understands the process, not one who treats it like an exception to their normal workflow. Myth number 2, sellers won't accept VA offers. This one frustrates me the most. So here's what's actually happening. Some sellers or their agents have outdated ideas about VA appraisals and closing timelines. A VA offer backed by a strong pre-approval and a lender who communicates clearly with the listing agent is a clean, solid offer. The VA loan is backed by the federal government and the financing is reliable. What kills VA offers is poor communication and poor presentation, not the loan itself. When I work a VA deal, I make sure the listing agent knows exactly what they're getting. A guaranteed government-backed loan with a borrower who's been fully vetted. Myth number 3, you can only use your VA benefit once. Nope, you can use it again. In many cases, once you've paid off your VA loan, your full entitlement is restored. And even if you still have an active VA loan, you may have remaining entitlement available to purchase a second property in certain circumstances. I've had veterans come to me who had already used their VA benefit once and assumed it was gone forever. It absolutely was not. Don't assume, find out. Myth number 4, the VA funding fee makes it not worth it. The VA funding fee is a one-time fee that's charged at closing. It ranges based on your down payment and whether it's your first use or your subsequent use of your VA entitlement. For a first-time use with 0% down, it's currently 2.15% of the entire loan amount. That sounds like a lot until you actually do the math. On a $300,000 loan, the funding fee is just $6,450. But you saved at least $60,000 by not having to put 20% down. And you're also saving $150 to $200 per month by not having to pay private mortgage insurance. The funding fee pays for itself very quickly. And, important note, if you have a service-connected disability rating from the VA, you may be exempt from the VA funding fee entirely. So always check your status before closing. So let me walk you through what a VA purchase looks like from start to finish. Step 1, confirm your eligibility and pull your COE. We do this at the very beginning. It tells us your entitlement amount and confirms that you're cleared to use the benefit. Step 2, get pre-approved. This is where we look at your credit, your income, your existing debts, and your overall financial picture. With a VA loan, we're not looking at a down payment, so the pre-approval focuses primarily on your debt-to-income ratio and your credit profile. Once you're pre-approved, you know exactly how much you can afford. Step number 3, find the home, make the offer. Your real estate agent will write the offer. We support it with a strong pre-approval letter that clearly explains the VA financing, and I personally reach out to the listing agent to introduce myself and let them know what the process will look like. I make myself available to talk to the listing agent directly because sometimes all it takes is one phone call to get a VA offer accepted over a conventional. Step 4, the appraisal. This is slightly different from the conventional loan appraisal. The VA requires an appraisal by a VA-approved appraiser to confirm both the value and the condition of the property. The VA has what are called minimum property requirements. The home needs to meet a basic standard of safety and livability. This is often where the myths about the VA loans come into play. But in practice, most homes that are in good condition, the VA appraisal just really isn't a problem. Step 5, underwriting and closing. The file goes to underwriting. We collect the standard documentation, ID, income verification, COE, and the purchase contract, and we close. I want to take a minute here and speak directly to the veterans I work with, because this isn't just a loan product to me. I spent 18 years as a firefighter paramedic. I have worked alongside veterans. I've responded to calls with veterans. I understand the culture, the discipline, and the mindset that comes with serving. And I've seen firsthand what happens when a veteran gets matched up with a loan officer who just doesn't understand their world. Income gets miscalculated. BA8, Basic Allowance for Housing, gets left off the application. BAS, Basic Allowance for Subsistence, gets ignored. Special pay, hazard pay, combat pay, none of it gets documented correctly. And the veteran walks away with a lower pre-approval than they deserve, or they get denied entirely. I know how to document military income, all of it. BAH counts, BAS counts, special pays count, and if you're a reservist with a civilian job, we can often combine both income streams. The goal is to capture every dollar you've earned so you qualify for the home you actually deserve. Before I close out, let me give you a fast reference summary of everything I covered. 0 down payment required. No mortgage insurance ever. Competitive rates, typically among the lowest available. Flexible credit requirements with no VA minimum. The benefit can be used more than once. Surviving spouses may qualify. Service-connected disability may mean 0 funding fee. BAH, BAS, and special pays all count as qualifying income when documented correctly. And sellers absolutely do accept VA offers when the offer is presented well. So if you served or someone you love served, I want to make sure that this benefit is being used correctly, not partially, not left on the table simply because another lender didn't know what they were doing. I'm licensed in Ohio, Virginia, Florida, Idaho, and Wyoming. If you're in any of those states and you want to talk through your VA eligibility, what you qualify for, and what the process looks like for your specific situation, I want to have that conversation. The links to get started are in the video description below and in the comments. You can book a call directly on my calendar, no cost, no commitment, just a real conversation. You can also start your application right there. It takes about 5 minutes. And if you want to reach me directly, DM me the word VA on Instagram, and I'll get back to you personally. If this video helps you understand your VA benefit better, drop a comment below. Tell me what state you're in or what question you've had about your VA loan that nobody's answered clearly. And hit that subscribe button if you want more content on VA loans, first responder mortgages, investment loans, and what's actually happening in the market right now. I'll see you in the next one.